Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you have all been well and enjoy the eclipse today. Now, I know I said that I was going to do jumps and things like that for, the next video so that you can see the progress, which I was going to do some Petit Allegro, but my camera cut off while I was in the middle of Barre for this specific day, and I was not prepared to, have any other recordings done. So that will not be happening this week. Perhaps next week, maybe not. We'll have to see. But right now, I am just warming up a little bit before I get into the bar with Dutchess National Ballet on YouTube. Now, one thing I've been working on a lot recently has been my pliés, which is what you saw me doing a few moments ago. I was, getting very, very deep pliés. And even since this video, I have seen some improvement, I would say, in my body, the way it looks and feels when I dance. Because I really had a problem with, doing my plie actually when it came to ballet altogether. Like, I go to this workshop and the teachers there will be like, make sure you use your plie when you are, doing the waltz and different things like that. And I recognize, oh, I barely use my plie when I'm going across the floor and things like that at all. So I've been working on it and I've gotten a bit better at it. A lot of ballet is a little bit more relaxing than I thought that it was. And that's, I think, what's one of my main problems has been relaxing the muscles that actually need to be relaxed and flexing the ones that need to be flexed. So that has been going on as well. A lot of times I get straight into these videos, which I kind of have already started, but I kind of just want to get to know you guys a little bit better. Like, how has you guys' week been? How has your ballet progress been going? And what does this ballet vlog mean to you? Those are a few questions that I've, had for you for a little bit that I guess I just haven't asked. And I also want to say thank you to my latest few subscribers. I've gotten a few more subscribers kind of each week this last 2 weeks, and that's been amazing as well. So thank you all for supporting me and liking my videos. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Joshua and I'm 19 years old, and I have been doing ballet by myself for 3 years. Overall, I have done two workshops, and I'm actually on my third workshop. Now, when I say workshops, I mean the entirety of how long the workshops are, and that continues for a specific amount of weeks. For the first one, I got in 3 weeks late, so I only did 7, and for the second one, I did 3 before I recognized that I was too advanced for the complete beginners, and then I went on to the intermediate, which is where I am now. Now, granted, the intermediate did not happen right away. We went through a few moves and a few things like that, so it's been some time since I've actually been in a class, and I have recently gone to 3 workshops, and not today, tomorrow is going to be my 4th one, meaning this specific workshop classes, not the entirety of the workshop. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I will notice that a lot of the times my head does not completely follow my arm the way that it is supposed to, and that has to do a lot with not really having a mirror or anything to know exactly how I look, which is why I'm happy that I have been recording myself so I can see the things that I really need to work on that, I won't really get particularly connected about. Now, it's falling a little bit better here because, I'm consciously thinking about it. And my neck was like particularly bothering me this day. I'm not sure if you will see it or not, but my neck was actually bothering me a bit this day, and that's due to the lack of the fact that I do not warm up every time before I start, which I have been doing more recently. But this was on March the 21st, and it's April 8th, so it's been a bit of time, and I think that I'm going to go ahead and skip you guys up instead of going so far. Posting videos from so far back. Now here I am visibly confused as to what the combination is, and at some point I even end up going and rewinding it, which I think happens a bit later, but it's just to show that I am obviously not a perfect person, especially when it comes to the brain specifically. Like, a lot of people will think that, oh, your body is great, you just have to, train you have to train it to just move the way ballet requires for you to move. No, you have to train your mind. It's mainly your brain specifically that you need to train so that you know exactly how to do what it is that you want to do. And that's the thing mainly for me, is that it's the neurological connection between the body and the brain that I have to really improve in this area specifically.
Rise on 5, lower on 6, roughly each time.
Now, spring in my family is pretty much a very exciting time. It's right before summer, which summer is extremely exciting in and of itself. And spring is what we call birthday season, specifically because we have 3 to 4 birthdays in that season. My mother has a birthday, I have a birthday, my sister has a birthday, my older sister is who I'm talking about, and my younger brother has a birthday that's close to it, but his is still pretty much in the winter. So we call it birthday season. That's what we call it. So I just wonder, do you guys have, many people in your families, and do you have a specific birthday season that you have? I also would like to go ahead and shout out and say happy birthday to my older sister times infinity. And happy birthday, Jesus, because he was specifically born in April.
Forward back. Lower it into 4. And
Another thing that I will notice here is that I struggle a whole lot with my core because I pretty much, for whatever reason, stopped training it, like not altogether, but I stopped really, particularly focusing on it, which is silly, I know, but I had stopped, really focusing on it a lot at this point, and it's detrimental is what I will say. A lot of times you think, oh, well, I have pretty good core strength, so you kind of, relax on it. No, train your core all the time. And lately, I've been training my core every day besides Saturday, which, is the Sabbath, and I observe the Sabbath because of my belief system. And that is something that I hold very dear to my heart. So I both honor and celebrate it. But every day that is not the Sabbath, I train my core. It's good for me.
from the back. Very good. Demi-point again.
Once again, visibly confused.
Right behind you. Double it. Uncross. Little slower into the press. Good. Up and back, please. Roll through the first position. And a good finish on this side. Thank you. Resisting on the way down. Demi-points. And reaching front. Same with the inside leg. Double it with your right. Quarter on the jump. And again. Now encore from the back. Reverse it, please. To the back. Same inside leg. To the back. Double it. Little slower into the stretch.
These are also the new tights I was talking about in my last video. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but here they are. This is how they look. Next time I get some like ballet equipment or clothing, I'll probably do some unboxing with y'all. Last time I did not because I just did it in the living room and just put everything on, but I'll probably do that next time. Another problem that I'll say that I have or have had with the plie specifically is the fact that I do not completely trust my ankles like I talked about in the last video. So I will kind of, in a way, bend my spine to compensate for the lack of bend that I'm having in my knees. And that is mainly accidental. Like, I'm not consciously thinking about it. It just happens. And as I've been doing lunges recently, I've been recognizing, oh, I do that. My knee isn't even bending as much as it should be. So I've been keeping my core steady because I've been doing a lot of core work, so I'm more supported there, and I've been bending down in my knees. So I will say that that is one of the ways that helps you get rid of back pain, making sure that you're not having too much bend in your spine when you are doing movements that require bending of the legs. Also, knowing how to hinge at the hips properly is another one of my big issues, and that's mainly because of weak hip flexors, which is also kind of why my turnout isn't as good, because my hip flexors aren't as stretched out or strong as they should be. So they will, kind of tighten up and basically tell me to turn my feet in more as to protect them. And that's, it's good for the fact that my body works the way that it's supposed to. But as I've been strengthening them, I do think that it has been changing my turnout overall, which I will give you guys some, I think, in-depth pictures so that you can see how quickly or how slowly, at which rate the progress is coming along. Now, I train calisthenics as well as ballet, and I think one of the things that cross over very well from calisthenics to ballet is what they call the hollow body position. And it's a bit more exaggerated in calisthenics than it is in ballet, but it's basically where the teachers tell you, tuck your butt. It's the same exact thing. It's putting your spine in a neutral position and putting the weight onto your butt cheeks and tensing your lower abs specifically. And I can see that I was definitely struggling a lot with that in this video, whereas if I had been practicing it more at this time, I would obviously be better at it, and that is why I struggle a lot in this class. Another thing is, you can see it right here, that I almost never put the weight over my first two toes, my big toe and my second toe. I usually put them on the back four, and it's not intentional, but I have not been intentionally fixing it. And God's been showing me recently that I need to put it over my front two toes, and I've been practicing it, facing the bar actually, not, on the side like I am right here. And I'm very sure that there will be a lot of progress in that area because I've been practicing on it.
And if I goes up, and again. Throwing out of your demi point. Thanks. One. Back. PK? No. Two comes and chain shake. 6 inches. One. Back. PK? First. Okay, good.
Now here I am so confused that I end up going and rewinding the video and rewatching the combination altogether. Another thing I want to put out there is I was very in my head this day, and I just want to say to all dancers and anybody else watching and whatever you do, don't get so far in your head and frustration at your lack of progress that you can't enjoy what it is that you're doing. Because every time I touch the bar, when I'm recording myself or when I'm not recording myself, I genuinely enjoy myself, especially, recently, in more so than in the past, because I've been choosing to take the progress one step at a time. And the most beneficial thing I think that you can do is to make sure that you really enjoy what it is that you're doing while you're doing it and while you're learning it, so that by the time you do arrive, the victory is all that much sweeter.
Nice light peak. Good, very good. Start, everyone. Thanks, Paul. Lift the toe up. So, liaisons. Passe again. Turning in and out, please.
Also, for whatever reason, I did not wing my foot very much at all this day. I don't know why, to be honest, but it's not something that I did very much. I've done it much more in classes, like the workshops that I've talked to you all about and things like that. But for whatever reason, I am not doing it here. And I do think that it was affecting my movement pattern in total, which is probably, why I was so much in my head as well this day, too. I wasn't particularly feeling it. Does that make sense?
Release all the way back. Under the thigh again. Down.
Also, I'll have to show you guys in my next video that my developpe is higher now, because I know exactly which muscles to flex for it. And I was thinking that just because you turn out, it's your inner thigh that does the developpe, but it's really not. It's the same muscle that lifts your leg when you're lifting your knee to your chest. And I've truly figured that out, and now have a much higher and more stable developpe.
Very good. Release that into the arabesque line right behind. And down into your punch.
Now, I really want you to pay attention to this side penché, because the next side is coming up.
Back up to the arabesque. Little test with which chains. Through fifth passe. And finishing there.
Now we are all coming close to the end, so I want to go ahead and say thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole nine. I really appreciate it all, and I love you all, my subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and say it now because I don't know if I'll be able to say it after it happens in the video. But with the penché on this side, my leg doesn't go anywhere near as high as on the last side, because somehow I have a major muscular imbalance in that area, and perhaps even a bit more stiffness, to the point that my leg only gets up like somewhere close to maybe a little bit north of 90 degrees, but it's not very high at all. And I noticed that that's something that I'm going to be fixing specifically, imbalances in certain areas. Like I told you before, I have kind of leaned more toward training one side when it comes to pirouettes and things like that. I'm really buckling down on that and fixing that this year.
Long knee stretch it back. Stretch. Beautiful. One more on the jump setting. Forward and back.
I also did this port bras down very wrongly. Your hips aren't supposed to move back over your feet. Your upper body is supposed to be the only thing that moves. And I've noticed that since and been taken to correcting that, and it's made my back feel a lot better. Now, I love these lunges. These lunges are one of my favorite moves, but here it is. It's coming up, the penché, with the left leg on the ground and the right leg in the air.
Then down into your punch.
Also, my foot is not winged at all either. I was just really struggling here. The turnout isn't the same. So I see that there is a major muscular imbalance here.
Lifting under your thigh as you balance.
And everyone, please do not mind my bathroom door. I did not even notice it was open until the end of the video altogether. So I am so sorry for that, but it's gonna have to be okay for now.
One way back. Two passe again. Double sides. Down, up. Two single runs and one double. Close fists. Tombe. Tombe. Double it. Good, yes. And finishing there.
And this is where my camera cuts off. I love you all. Bye bye.